Back to the Secret Message Report. I'm John Kelly. Headline edition: Colombian UFO fish kill explored in Vancouver Canada Line video. While 100 sled dogs were killed in what is believed to be the largest cull of dogs in Canada, one of the many global reports describing mass deaths of wildlife indicates UFO activities. Somewhat more mysterious than the BP oil spill's consequences for the Gulf of Mexico are the environmental signatures of UFO energy discharges as measured by their visible impact on nearby animal populations. The Journal of Hispanic Ufology has reported how the residents of Llanito, Colombia, suspect a beam of light from a UFO played a role in the death of 2,000 burned fish that appeared in the water below where it was sighted. SecretMessageTV covers this story in a new episode that goes deep underground on Vancouver's Canada Line and beyond, exploring UFO energies and mass animal deaths. Inexplicita's Scott Corrales has this report from Bogota. Residents of a community northeast of Colombia claim that 2,000 fish have turned up dead since last week, following last week's appearance of a strange, flashing object seen briefly over a local swamp. The incident occurred at the village of Llanito in the jurisdiction of the city of Barrancabermeja. Residents saw a flying object in the skies last Friday, according to local media. Shortly afterward, dead fish were found floating in the swamp, but unlike other similar cases ascribed to the lack of oxygen, residents of Llanito are startled by the fact that fish display burn marks on their scales. According to Magali Gutierrez, director of a community organization, the phenomenon lasted some 20 seconds and was seen by many. The RCN radio network pointed out that residents of the neighboring village of Puente Sogamoso, in the jurisdiction of Puerto Wilches, claimed seeing a round object flying sideways on the same day that the fish deaths in Llanito occurred. Juan Tercero, president of the Asociación de Acuicultores y Pescadores de Llanito, said that the dead fish present burn marks and began floating since the strange light was seen in the swamp, according to statements appearing in Bucaramanga's Vanguardia Liberal newspaper. Environmental authorities from Barrancabermeja visited the swamp to collect samples that will hopefully reveal the causes for the fish deaths, according to RCN. Inexplicita, the Journal of Hispanic Ufology, is the official publication of the Institute of Hispanic Ufology. Colombia's Caracol TV produced a video covering the UFO fish kill story as well. Noticias Caracol shows residents and their cell phone videos of the UFO incident, in which a beam of light is clearly visible as it accompanies the orb-shaped UFO. At the request of this reporter, a local Vancouver Spanish-language expert vetted the captions on the Caracol TV video, describing them as 90% accurate. The English-language captions read as follows. Residents of a small town, Llanito, blamed a strange light. Witness Maria Pedroza explains what she saw. First, there was a gigantic humming sound, then the sound stopped and the light began to shine. And the light illuminated not only the river, but also the swamp. The next day, residents were surprised to find the fish dead in the same area the light was stationed. Authorities visited the area to investigate what happened. We could not find any objects or residues of any crash. There was no oil, no gas, nothing that would indicate a crash. No sign of anything at all. The dead fish had strange marks. They were all burned. Noticias Caracol is Colombia's Caracol TV newscast that airs 6 times per week. Caracol Television is a Colombian private national television network started in 1954. Examiner.com has reported how UFOs have been recorded on infrared video discharging lightning-like bursts of energy into the atmosphere. along with atmospheric effects from their passage in the sky. Testimonies from UFO contactees, including ECETI's James Gilliland and Fire in the Sky's Travis Walton, describe beams of light from UFOs that struck their bodies during contact. Mr. Gilliland has provided photographs of triangle-shaped burn marks that appeared on his skin in the location where he says the UFO light struck him. Could a related high-intensity beam from a UFO have caused similar burns on the fish in Colombia as well? The Vancouver UFO Examiner describes how, in one video still frame, a twisted jet of material is seen exiting a portal in the side of the UFO's luminous body. The jet could represent particles accelerated by powerful corkscrew magnetic fields surrounding the portal, which is actually a dimensional stargate integrated into the UFO's propulsion system. These jets might ionize the atmosphere surrounding the UFO, creating the luminous coronal effect most often detected by the naked eye during power-up events. Science Daily tells us that supermassive black holes expel powerful jets of particles at nearly the speed of light. The authors continue, stating, the leading theory says the particles are accelerated by tightly twisted magnetic fields close to the black hole, and that astronomers have watched material winding a corkscrew path outward. Vancouver UFO Examiner also relates that, in the video, the atmospheric hole appears prominently shortly after the peak luminous emission from the UFO's strobing sequence. The hole describes an area of the sky which is absorbing light energy, in distinct contrast to the nearby bright and visible UFO. Rather than being caused by a light-absorbing object, such as a cloud of water vapor, the dark pixels may be the signature of a dimensional stargate propulsion system used by the UFO. AOL News reported how Jack Nicholson may have unconsciously disclosed a related Black Project UFO propulsion secret during the UFO power-up scene in the film Easy Rider, stating how Vancouver UFO Examiner John Kelly suggests the nature of what Nicholson says, especially about the government's knowledge of aliens, is so on target that he speculates the film may have been targeted by people in the know to be an instrument of disclosure. You have to ask yourself, where did this information come from? Kelly said. There is a strong possibility that other sources, aligned with the movie, decided to use it as a venue to disclose these ideas. Kelly points the finger to Nicholson, who he suspects may have seen a UFO earlier in his life. However, Kelly is more fascinated by what Nicholson unconsciously says during the same scene. Kelly is a proponent of reverse speech, the idea that a person's true unconscious feelings come to light when they play backward. To that end, he claims that when you reverse the line, they've got bases all over the world now, you know. They've been coming here ever since 1946, when the scientists first started bouncing radar beams off of the moon. You can hear Nicholson say, "The Mark, a new Babylon, the Ion Whirlwind." While it can be very exciting to participate as a witness when high-intensity discharges of energy are being transmitted by UFOs, the Colombia fish kill incident serves to underscore the inherent level of risk and potential danger from close proximity to such events. Bottom line, there's an export-like dimension to active UFO skywatching, not including the social risks and political pressures which can also follow after the event. The New York Times has called this winter's reports of mass animal deaths in the wild an environmental whodunit. The website of U.S. talk radio host Jeff Rentz has tracked this issue, compiling a list of headlines that help define the mystery in terms of both density and complexity. More bird deaths, Yankton sees bird kill-off. Hundreds of dead seals off coast of Labrador. Exotic Newcastle disease kills wild birds in Florida. Mysterious infection is killing BC salmon. 200 dead cows found in Wisconsin. 371 birds drop dead from sky on Sunset Boulevard. 300 grackles fall dead in Alabama. Another 300 birds fly into ground in Alabama. First dead birds, then dead fish, now crickets. Bird death mystery solved again. They were drunk. Romanian bird deaths blamed on drunkenness. Residents eat dead fish die-off in Philippines. Hundreds of dead blackbirds found along I-65 in Athens, Alabama. Thousands of fish wash up in Chicago. Hundreds of dead birds in California. Map of all recent bird and fish die-offs. Animal die-offs. It must be your imagination. More than 100 dead birds found off California highway. Indigestion blamed for turtle doves falling dead in Italy. More dead birds, now near St. Louis, Missouri. Military testing behind mass bird fish deaths. Possible HARP locations around the world. 80-plus pigeons fall over dead at Quebec area farm. Birds and fish now dying all over the world. Arkansas weather radar image about time birds fell. Quebec bird deaths stump wildlife officials. More animal death mysteries. Sweden, Brazil, and New Zealand. 8,000 turtle doves fall dead in Italy. Strange blue beak stains. Collation of dead birds and fish. Why are thousands of birds dropping from the sky? 100 dead birds found in Nashville area. Thousands of dead fish wash up on Foley Beach. Another avian die-off, Kentucky. Animal side, mass bird and animal die-off. Top 10 theories about dead birds and fish. EPA and bear honeybee killing conspiracy. USDA honeybee colony collapse and disorder report. Another fish die-off, Maryland. Recent worldwide dead birds, fish. Tens of thousands of birds dead in Manitoba. 100 tons of fish dead since last Thursday. Florida, thousands of fish dead in Spruce Creek. 40,000 devil crabs on UK beach with hypothermia. Dead blackbirds show massive physical trauma. Another Arkansas genocide, fish this time. Arkansas bird kill unsolved, fish kill now at 100,000. Dead birds, fish in Argentina, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Kentucky. 3,000 Arkansas birds fell dead out of sky from fright. In BC, Premier Gordon Campbell has appointed Kamloops North Thompson MLA Dr. Terry Lake to lead a task force reviewing the circumstances surrounding the deaths of 100 sled dogs in Whistler last year. The tragic and disturbing details that have emerged around how these dogs were inhumanely treated are not acceptable to British Columbians or to their government, Campbell said. No creature should ever have to suffer in the manner that has been reported, and we want to ensure that nothing like this ever happens again in our province. But who will lead the task force to identify the cause of this winter's global mass animal die-offs? And if such a task force were to publish a report of its findings, would it ever lay the blame on high-energy discharges from UFOs? This has been the Secret Message Report, Headline Edition. I'm John Kelly, and we'll be back again.